Welcome to the version 6 of the pitch. Thanks for coming. We're excited to see such a great turnout. So let's see. So the pitch is, we believe that the spirit of creativity and innovation is like a muscle. It takes a lot of practice. It takes, in order to develop it and to get it to, really work the way that it should, and so to have great success. So one of the goals of the pitch is to give students, faculty, staff, and alumni an opportunity to sort of practice that in a really fun way. So it's possible that we'll get the next Snapchat or the next solution to the world's big problems out of this pitch. But the goal really is to get people to think about what they'd like to do, submit an application, go to the pitch clinic, come here and pitch an idea in order to get a really good, creative, and innovative workout. And then maybe they'll do it again next time, and again, and again, and again. And that's how the spirit of creativity and innovation really blossoms across campus. So, the pitch is sponsored by the Dartmouth Entrepreneurial Network. This is a true network of students and alumni and faculty and staff that brings together people to hold workshops and events all over the world in order to foster a spirit of entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship all across campus. And it's also sponsored by the DALI Lab, the Digital Arts Leadership and Innovation Lab. And the DALI Lab is changing the way that students are learning here on campus through creating an experiential learning experience in a startup-like environment. So students are working in small teams to design and develop tech solutions to a wide range of problems. So here's what's going to happen today. This is the plan. So you're going to watch 20 pitches. Each of the pitches are 2 minutes or less. You'll hear music come up if they go over their time. Okay? Then you're going to vote. You have a ballot and a pen, and you're to vote for your top 3 choices. So we don't care 1, 2, 3, just check off, make 3 X boxes or circle 3 choices. As you leave, there's a ballot box at that door over here. So at the end of after you've voted, drop your ballot box drop your ballot in the box on your way out. And then you'll have some pizza and some soda. And then the judges, and I'll introduce the judges in a minute, will also go and do their deliberations. So we have 4 winners. We have an audience winner, and then we have the judges' first, second, and third place winners. So everybody gets a chance to vote. So after the judges have done their deliberations and we've tallied the votes, we'll invite you to come back in here and learn who the winners are, okay? So that's the process. So here's what you're going to be judging on. So look and see whether you're going to be watching these pitches to see, is it new? And is it cool? Is it a really great idea that you haven't seen before, quite like this? What's the potential impact of this idea? Is this something that will help 2 people, or does it have the potential to really change the way we think about things in a grand global way? What's the feasibility of the project? And that might be a little bit harder for some people to know, but sometimes if it's too abstract of an idea or if it's too big of an idea, it's not really doable here at Dartmouth on the college campus. So we want to have success, so we want to come up with something that's at the right scale for what we can do here. And then what's the quality of the pitch itself? So how good was the pitch experience? Did you enjoy it? Did they present their ideas well? Do you understand what they're trying to do and why they're trying to do it? So those are the criteria that you'll judge by. So again, you'll pick 3 winners and you'll put your ballots in the ballot box as you walk out to get some food. So what do you win if you win the pitch? So the first, second, and third place winners first gets $3,000, second gets $2,000, and the third place gets $1,000. And then the audience winner will get $2,000, and that money is used to work on your project in any way that you want. In addition, the winners are able to to ask the DALI Lab for help in developing out a prototype of their idea. So we can help you with your design, we can help you with developing some tools around it. So we're here to help the winners of the pitch. Let me tell you who the judges are. So maybe you'll stand at the end after I've called out. So we have 3 judges representing DEN and 3 judges representing the DALI Lab. So from DEN, we have Bill Nyssen. He's a Dartmouth 73, and he's the Associate Director of ISTS, which is the Institute for Security, Technology, and Society at Dartmouth. Bill is a serial entrepreneur and a real force for entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship around the world. Next, we have Maria Lascaris. Maria is the former Dean of Admissions here at Dartmouth, and now is the Special Assistant to the Provost for Arts and Innovation. And Steve Call, who is a professor at Tuck, an associate professor. He's at Dartmouth 91. Then from the DALI Lab, we have a team of people who are part of the core leadership team. So Amy Zhang is a Dartmouth 17. She's a biology and studio art double major and a digital arts minor. Patrick Hsu is a Dartmouth 17. He's a computer science major. No minors or double majors or any of that stuff, just straightforward. And then Catherine Most, she's a Dartmouth 16, and she is a CS major modified with digital arts. So you guys want to stand up and get recognized? Just stand up, we'll give you a hand. Great. Okay, so let's get going. We'll go down the order of your ballot. So that's the order that we'll go in. All right. Ready?
Let's just go order. We are Heartstring, a team of musicians, designers, and technology builders, and we are giving today's social video creators what Hollywood studios have had all along: the expressive power of cinematic music.
Without John Williams' music, the moon loses some of its magic. But when we add music, our stories are elevated. Pictures become more than just pictures. Life's greatest minutes become moments. The movies have been using music to help tell their stories for generations. Now, use it to help tell yours. Introducing Heartstring, a simple tool to add stunning soundtracks to video, slideshows, and pictures with the swipe of a finger. Heartstring is the first app to offer an original library of music specifically written for your social media by some of the world's best film and commercial composers. Imagine your Instagram feed, scored like a Hollywood picture. And there's one more thing. Heartstring actually helps you find the perfect music for your video by learning your preferences and offering you location-based and event-specific music. This all leads to a delightfully simple way to make your videos great. Heartstring.
Oh, hey, thank you. I'll take a couple claps there. We got 2. So that gives you a gist of what the product is. We are now operating with hundreds of beta users. Our hope is to partner with DALI Lab, DEN, and creative people like you all to grow the company and to engage millions of users and delight them on a daily basis. So thank you very much. Take care.
Good evening. I have a question for everyone in the audience. My question is, for the average 12-year-old, how many hours do you think they spend playing on their smartphone every day? How many hours? 8 would be the average. 8 hours or more for the average 12-year-old playing games, texting, social media. That's way too much time. And parents know this, but the problem is parents can't take these phones away because they need the phones for school. I want to introduce to you guys Ant Hopper. I'll be telling you about it tonight. I'll be telling you how it works and why it's unique. But the bottom line is that it helps your kids manage their own mobile time. For our value proposition, Ant Hopper helps kids manage their own mobile time to reduce stress during the week. The way it works is they perform work such as chores, homework, etc., in order to earn the free time. And the result is this no-nag tool. Also, parents get to use it in order to establish blackout periods. So, for example, during the evening, meals, family time, in order to limit the access, limit stress during the week, and improve everybody's quality of life. Ant Hopper is unique because it creates a virtual economy. And in this virtual economy, the kids are self-employed to earn the playtime throughout the day. Parents decide how much they can earn in a given day, and the result is that the kid has to optimize work and play to create that work-life balance. It's pretty familiar to most adults. Compared to the competition, Ant Hopper is superior, and the reason is 3 things. First of all, it's the only app that targets teens and tweens. So these are first-time smartphone owners between the ages of 8 and 16. Secondly, for parents, quick, simple user interface. And then finally, the key thing here is that you work to earn the play, and you get that buy-in, that ownership from the kids. We have a 3-phase plan for how we're going to launch it by the end of the summer before the school year starts. We're an excellent team, winners, proven entrepreneurs, and we have great faculty advisor with Professor Golden, but we need your help. My name is Nicholas Fiore. My partner is Nnamdi Ugwu. Please vote for us. We're Ant Hopper. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Let me just get you. Imagine a 15-year-old girl in a town just outside Kampala, Uganda, who does not think of herself as a leader and whose education system stifles her own creativity. Amina is part of the 75% of the population in Uganda under the age of 30. Amina applies to our youth leadership program that is 2 weeks, a residential program, where she begins her journey of self-development and gains practical tools that allow her to enact her vision for change when she returns to her home community. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the African Youth Leadership Experience is about. And it's not just a dream for the future. We have already impacted the lives of 29 young people from Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania in our pilot program. The biggest challenge that we faced was supporting these young people's learning after the residential camp experience. In order to meet this, to have solutions for this challenge, as a STEM scholar, I have already started evaluating the pilot program. I have conducted research at Yale, and I'm revising the curriculum that we use. My ask for the DALI Lab is to create a website that will have training and learning resources for these young people after they've left our camp, and a platform that will connect them to mentors in our network, and also a portal where they'll have a chance to showcase the work that they're doing. For Dan, we'll be working to create a business model that sustains the work that we do. Join me in inspiring a new vision for leadership in the East African region, and I hope that you'll vote for the African Youth Leadership Experience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Andrew Nalani.
A mother came up to me at a community event I hosted and simply said, "I need help. I'm worried my daughter's shooting up heroin. We're new to the area and I don't know what to do or where to go. What would you do? How would you help her?" My name's Aita Romaine, and I want everyone to have an answer to that question. A survey of Upper Valley young adults revealed only 1 out of 10 knew where to get substance use treatment when they needed it. Reg Rose will change that. Reg Rose is the Yelp for Health and Human Services, because people in crisis deserve the same support as tourists craving Thai food. I would like app development assistance. Phase 1 would list substance use treatment and mental health care with the option to build out to other regions and services in the future. Many private providers don't have up-to-date web presence, and you can't find them using an online search engine. Resource booklets are out of date the day they're printed. Stigma continues to be a barrier to receiving behavioral health care in our society. Red Rose allows users to connect with each other and learn about their experience. In the situation I described, Red Rose could be used by the mother, her daughter, or a helping professional. A large Upper Valley business recently allocated funds to support behavioral health apps similar to this concept. There's collective movement in this direction. I need app development assistance. Funding will be used for web hosting fees, corporate filing, copyright, and trademark registration. For the mother concerned about her daughter, Red Rose may be the difference between life and death.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eric Din, co-founder of Hive. We're a power electronics startup that's focusing on the efficient management of large arrays of battery cells. We target a major pain point of the automotive industry, namely that electric vehicle battery packs must be replaced long before the end of the vehicle's life. We're targeting plug-in electric vehicles and battery electric vehicles, the segment of the market that is facing the most stringent energy constraints, and also the segment of the market that is growing most rapidly. It's switching on its own. So we anticipate that with just product integration into just one automotive manufacturer's product line will enable us to capture $75 million of the battery management industry. So what is our product? Basically, we've taken a $15,000 laboratory-proven benchtop diagnostic tool and put it in the vehicle on the dollar scale. These diagnostics enable unprecedented insight into the battery's internal state to allow us to avoid damage and prolong the life. So because automotive manufacturers ultimately build their own battery management systems in-house, it's our business model to license our technology to them and work with them to integrate it into their existing systems. So Hive is co-founded by 4 Thayer alums. Between the 4 of us, we have 22 years at Dartmouth, 17 years in power electronics research, and industry experience at 3 automotive manufacturers and suppliers. I began this as my master's research project in 2014, and now we're raising $250,000 in seed round funding to take it to the next steps. We're combining the academic prototypes into a single minimum viable demonstration for industry and to partner with industry. With DEN funding and DALI support, we're looking to build our web presence, but also we're looking for anybody out there with automotive industry connections who can help advise us on joint development agreements or licensing agreements, et cetera, or anybody who just wants to extend our network and spread the word. Again, I'm Eric Din, Hive Battery. Feel free to contact me. Sorry about that. Okay, if for some reason it starts acting up again.
Press on this?
No, it's on. Just change with that, and your 2-minute timer's there.
All right.
Let me just get you.
Good evening. Our startup, PanOverHouse Technology, is an international platform to provide Chinese patients with a world-leading medical care in the US. So Loew here is a 12-year-old boy with intellectual disability. He has been to many hospitals, including the best ones all over China, but could not even receive a diagnosis after all the exhaustion. Almost every vacations I spend in China, I would meet patients like Loew, who are left undiagnosed by the Chinese healthcare system. For many medical disciplines, there are huge gaps between the US and China.
We are committed, our mission is to overcome barriers that prohibit Chinese patients from receiving world-leading medical care in the US. Our team masters both medical and business expertise on top of language and cultural proficiency. We provide comprehensive services to Chinese patients to help them obtain care in strategically selected medical disciplines where we identified gaps. And there are increasing awareness and demand for international medical tourism in China in recent years. We can see the huge increase. And there is no real market leader yet, since this is a relatively new and fast-growing industry. We have strong differentiations compared with competitors. And our go-to-market strategy is to combine cyber marketing, referral systems, and partners in China. Based on market research, profitability is optimistic, while scale is the key to success. We are committed to PanOverHouse, and we just won our first client this month. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Your time's on that monitor? No, it's on there.
If you Google road trip games, you come up with 107 million results. Like most of you, have done a lot of travel with family, friends, colleagues, and significant others, but it's always the same. After a few minutes, everyone goes silent, engaged with their respective devices. Introducing GeoQuiz, trivia with occasional twist, engaging families and friends during travel. Envision this, interactive trivia based on geolocation with user-submitted true or false information. You'll enter your destination, you'll hit go, and as you drive, factual information will populate around you. So what makes GeoQuiz unique over something like QuizUp? First, it's geolocational based, so it's real time around you. Second, you can operate without cell service. Third, the ability to choose how factual this appears, so you can have fun or an educational experience. And lastly, you've got hyperlocal advertising and the ability to compete in or around your social route. What's my go-to-market strategy? How am I going to achieve mass adoption? Well, first, I'm going to make the initial version specific to national parks. I'm going to use this to validate my market, and I'm going to use existing context from my resource systems group time, which has a $20 million contract with the state parks. And what's the market here? 28 million in the top 5 state parks annually, and 63 million drivers with license 34 and younger. The national parks is currently selling its 100-year anniversary. Why do we care? Because this is a social issue that I'll be solving. We want you to engage through social media, says Beth Stearns, public affairs specialist for the National Park System. Michelle Obama and Bill Nye the Science Guy are already trying to attract millennials to the park. So this is what I need from DALI Lab in the Den. There's like what I've developed with my sophomore friends, and I basically need iOS development, server-side API, and some more mentorship. Envision, global, anytime, anywhere device expanding from the initial thing. And here's my team and our credentials. Thank you.
Introducing Bach Prep, a self-sustaining social enterprise that is the first large-scale provider of affordable test prep services in Francophone Africa. Now imagine that you're in the 12th grade again and you're preparing for the SAT alongside our awkward founding team pictured up here. This time, however, it's not a factor in the admissions process. It's the determining factor. It'll determine where you go to school, what you study, and whether or not you graduate from high school. To make matters worse, only 40% of students will pass, and you know who they are. They come from families who can afford private tutors. You, on the other hand, have no tutors and no study aids. You will take this important test cold. Scary thought. And unfortunately, this is all too often the case for students in places like the Ivory Coast, where the pass rate for their national exam, known as the BAC, is in fact lower than 40%. That is until BAC Prep enters the picture. BAC Prep will distribute test prep materials and tutoring services via online, mobile, and in-person channels. Think of it as Kaplan for everyone. We will focus first on the Ivory Coast with a market of 200,000 students each year. We estimate that by year 5, we'll reach 10% of this market, or 20,000 students, with each customer paying an average annual fee of $50. This will bring our cumulative lives touched to 100,000 and our projected annual revenue to just over $1 million. We're excited to announce we've won TUC approval to travel to the Ivory Coast this March to conduct in-person market research. Who will be traveling? Our talented team of 5 techies, up here with me now, with experience in classroom teaching, education policy, strategy consulting, financial services at organizations such as Teach for America, McKinsey, Bain Bridgman, and Ernst & Young. Which brings us to tonight. What we need from you, 2 things. First and foremost, web development support. This is a critical gap in our team, which is why we're particularly excited about DALI support and meeting audience members. Second, additional funding to launch a single subject pilot by the end of 2016. With that, we thank you for your consideration and appreciate your support.
My name is Walker, and this is Asiento, an app to make travel in Costa Rica more efficient and enjoyable. There are 2 problems with the tourism transportation industry in Costa Rica. First of all, for tourists, there's no mid-market convenient travel option. The private transportation industry is characterized by private cars and chauffeured rental vans. Both of these are very convenient, but they're both also very expensive. On the other end of the spectrum, public transportation is cheap, but very inconvenient. Second, based on interviews with van drivers, the average van travels at only about 40% occupancy and often makes the return trip empty. This means that the average tourist is paying for empty seats that they don't get to use, as well as return journeys, which makes prices higher and contributes to a high carbon footprint. So Asiento is basically an online marketplace for seats, and we hope that it will solve some of these problems. First, for people that either rent a van or a car, this would allow them to offset their costs by selling some of their extra seats to other tourists. Second, we hope that Asiento would be used by van drivers to fill their vans on return journeys, which would allow them to reduce prices. Third, for tourists looking for a convenient and also kind of a mid-price travel option, Asiento would allow them to book seats in other tourist vans or rental cars. Now let's take a look at some of the core functionality of Asiento. Basically, what we want to do is build an app and a website which makes it easy for users to book and sell seats. So basically, think something like Expedia plus Airbnb, but for seats in vans and rental cars. Like Airbnb, Asiento will be built on a reputation system so that drivers, renters, and riders can trust each other and create community. Our team has over 30 years combined business experience in the Costa Rican tourism industry. What we don't have is development support, which we'd like to get from Den. Thank you.
No problem. Good job.
Good evening. I'm Monique, first year at TUC, here to present Zee News Africa, a mobile app providing local African news globally through aggregation. So right now, we believe doing less searching for news and more reading of the news. With over 54 countries and 100 languages and dialects, it could take you over 10 minutes to find an article you want to read. With our mobile application, we take that down from 10 minutes to 1 minute to find what you want, broken out by country, topic, and language in English or French to get to reading. Spend less time searching, more time reading. The average income in Africa is growing, and major businesses want access to this market. Through our app, we will provide them advertising opportunities and B2B business reports and insights. With 1 million downloads, which is less than 1% of existing smartphones on the continent today, we believe we can raise over 2.4 million in advertising revenue with a global user base. Currently, we are part of accelerators run by Facebook, Microsoft, and Google. We have about 60,000 downloads now, with 500 organically today without spending on marketing, and 4.3 review, which is higher than Google News. Today we are here because we'd really love some help with developing an iOS app, or we're looking for seed funding of $55,000, as well as a few human capital improvements we'll do. Our team, 3 founders from Columbia University. Our first founder is a professional Android app developer. Our second founder, Alpha Ba. Michael Rain is a crisis communications and content manager, and myself, a financial services project manager. We are Zee News Africa. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Ronan. I'm a neurologist, neuro-oncologist over at Hitchcock, and what I do for a living is I treat people with brain tumors. And I'd like to tell you about our new project called Your Decision. So what I do is I ask people to make impossible decisions based on a life-threatening diagnosis, and to make that decision in an environment that's very pressured, emotionally charged, fast, and to their impression, sort of uninformed. So our concept was to develop a platform to help the patient through this process in a sort of sensitive way so that they can access the information they need, when they need it, where they need it, in a way that they can sort of relate to. What we want to do is empower our patients to face their decisions in a way that really respects where they're coming from, what they need, and to give them the evidence they need to take them from being really stressed out to being really comfortable with that they made the right decision for their own sort of life-altering treatment. So this opportunity is really unique. Nothing really is out there that does this in a really personalized manner. Oncology and medicine in general is becoming increasingly personalized on a molecular basis, and sort of the technology is moving really rapidly, and it's really hard for people to keep up. So what do? They Google their diagnosis. They talk to their friends on social media. They get really crummy information and really crummy advice. Our app that we would like to develop is going to do all these things and really empower patients to make good decisions. And so where's their interest? Pretty much everywhere. Everyone we've talked to is super enthused about this and really thinks this is going to help. And so what are we looking for? I'm looking for a partner that'll help me develop a really beautiful app to take to patients to really help walk them through really difficult but important decisions. And we're looking for support from DALI and Den for that. Thank you.
All right, let me turn this off. Ask you guys a question. How many of you out there have ever needed a tool or an item just for one project, one weekend? Recently, I needed a power washer to clean my house. But I didn't need an actual power washer, right? So I went to the hardware store. The process was painful. The contract was confusing, right? So what do? Try to rent the item, And I noticed the price isn't set to get you to actually rent the item, they want you to buy the item. It's a $2 billion industry that wants you to not use their service. So I introduced you to Market Reynolds. Market Reynolds is an app that allows you to find, rent, and pay for your rental items, all on your phone. And then go anytime you want, 24/7 at your convenience to pick up your rental item. Now meet Jack. Jack is a local contractor. He's got a lot of extra items. He puts his items up for rent on Market Reynolds. Now Jill needs to clean her apartment. Her parents are visiting, so she goes on Market Reynolds apps, finds, rents, and pays for a carpet cleaner. She goes to the Market Reynolds storage location at her local gas station or grocery store, uses her phone, scans it in, pulls out her carpet cleaner, and goes back, cleans her house. Real easy. Market Reynolds handles the transaction, all the ratings, and ensures the quality of the items. It's easily scalable. It's a large industry waiting for demand. What do you have at your house that can make you money right now? The average tool is only used for 10 minutes over its entire lifetime. Come talk to me afterwards if you want to learn how to change the way the world runs.
Good evening. My name is Lydia Valdez. I'm co-founder and CEO of Lodestone Biomedical. We're a company that focuses on tech innovation for high social impact, and we're looking to change the way that iron deficiency is managed globally. We want to start by better protecting one of the highest potential populations in existence, and this is preschoolers. Here in the US, 1 in 7 children under the age of 5 is iron deficient and at risk of compromising their cognitive potential with low iron during brain development. The medical community promotes healthy development with universal screens that affect virtually every infant 9 to 12 months. The problem is that both doctors and patients currently face diagnostics that are expensive, invasive, or inefficient. We think that we can provide the singular solution to the most common condition in the world with a tool that we've developed, which is the Iron Wand. The Iron Wand is a non-invasive magnetic diagnostic tool that directly measures iron stored in the bone marrow. It's effectively the gold standard point of care in a single scan that you just get your iron status readout. We think that this is a sustainable solution with a well-defined entry market, and we think that we have room for growth into the adult and international spaces. We have the technology fully patented, promising preclinical results with our current benchtop prototype. We have grant applications out and clinical collaborators on board. What we're really looking for right now is your help and support for funding in order to get 3D prints and basically the clinical device designs into the hands of people who'll be seeing and using these devices in different arenas. So please join us in our journey to maximizing our collective potential through better iron management. Thank you very much.
Can I help y'all with something? Oh, yeah. All right, so.
Yeah, just give that to him.
Your time's in front.
Okay. Hi guys, we're Flux. And the problem we're trying to solve is that undergraduate students would like to dine off campus, but we're limited by our dining plans and personal lack of funds. So the solution we're proposing is an online platform in which students can purchase local food at a discount of 10% using cash and credit. And in the near future, you can even use your Dartmouth ID card. So right now we have an approved pilot with Dartmouth Dining Services, and we're walking through the necessary legal steps with that. And we're effectively going to connect students to the college dining and local restaurants. So the opportunity here is that each student is required to have a $2,000 dining plan There are roughly 4,000 students, and that leaves us with $8 million in dining spending every term. So we take a small percentage off of any order generated through our site as part of our fee. And currently we offer EBAs, Tuk Tuk, Thai Orchid, soon to launch Jewel of India, Murano, Loew's, CNA's, and Noodle Station. Molly's and Boloko have expressed strong interest, and the rest we're working on. So this is a proven product. We're launched about a week ago, and we already have over 600 users, $2,000 in revenue, and over 15,000 page views. So now I'm going to turn it over to my co-founder, Ian, and he'll tell you about the product.
All right, let me tell you about our product. Our product allows you to order from your favorite local restaurants, to select pickup or delivery. You can get it now or schedule for later. You save 10% when you pay with cash or credit. Once you've placed an order, the restaurant receives it and fulfills it. You can get text receipts and order notifications to help you track your order. And our product is cross-platform, so it works equally well on desktop and mobile.
All right, thanks. So we need the DALI and DEN support to build out a more solid V2 and to begin preparation for our DDS pilot, which we're excited about.
And improve our POS, which is pictured there.
All right. Go one more slide.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aiden Folby, and along with two WashU students, we created FoodShare, and together we transform restaurants into social enterprises. So on our app, every time a user dines at one of our partnered restaurants, we donate a meal to someone in need. Simply go to our restaurant, take a photo of your food, and we immediately donate a meal. Users are then prompted with the option to recommend that restaurant to their friends through the app, or share it on Facebook and Instagram to donate an additional meal. So how does this work? Restaurants pay FoodShare a monthly fee, and in return, we fund the distribution of meals from food banks to food pantries, and that costs around 25 cents, and we keep the rest as profit. So far we've had a lot of success in St. Louis, and particularly around WashU. We have over 60 signed restaurants and have donated over 1,500 meals. So we want to bring FoodShare to Hanover, and we need Den and DALI's help. We need to get the word out to campus and marketing, and we also want to develop an Android app so that everyone can use it, not just iOS users. So mom-pop restaurants have a lot of problems, one of which is their limited budget. What they're spending money on also is immeasurable. For example, local newspaper ads. You don't necessarily know how many customers you're getting. For users and millennials like us, we want to support causes, but don't necessarily have the time or money. We just kind of like them on Facebook. And it's also difficult to discover good restaurants when you're flooded by fake reviews from Yelp. And the biggest problem is that there are people that are hungry. 1 in 9 in New Hampshire residents is food insecure. So for the restaurants, we provide a socially enhanced brand image. We get them new customers through our referral program. And we also enhance their social media, increase their social media presence. For users, we provide a way to donate a meal without having to spend time or extra money. We provide trusted recommendations from your friends and a social experience. Lastly, we can provide hundreds of meals to those who need them.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dakota Starkey, this is Gunnar Pope, and at Berry Patch, we design simple sensors for the mobile health movement. With increasingly aging population and a rise in the number of chronic conditions in the US, it's clear that we have to move healthcare out of the hospital and into the home. The market for this kind of solution is huge. It's anticipated to grow about 47% per year, totaling $49 billion by 2020. In order to establish this kind of a system, we need a suite of sensors that can accurately record data and process it so that doctors can make decisions about their patients' health remotely. The problem with this mobile health system is that the first 3 blocks are not available in a way that's useful. They are either inaccurate, too complex, or not available to researchers and developers. Our solution is to come up with the next generation of mobile health sensors to bring mobile health to the forefront.
And so at Berry Patch, we're designing sensors that are accurate enough for the medical community. They are low cost enough for application developers, and they're also simple enough so that a 10-year-old could integrate them into their high school project. And these things are sleek. Here are our current prototypes of a heart rate sensor and a sweat response sensor. All of our designs are going to be coin-sized. They can easily integrate into your wearable applications. You can check out the data. We've got sensors that are as accurate as the golden standard FDA-approved BioPack system, which you can see here on the left. This puppy costs $1,500. We're delivering the same accuracy in a wearable form factor for under $100. We've got a great team to boot. This is what we're most excited about. Dakota and I love designing these sensors. We've got experience in this field. Professor Holt has experience delivering these technologies to the marketplace, and Amy and Aurora are going to help us with the financing, marketing, and providing a medical background. And so the ask is really that we are going to use the funding to help develop a full suite of these sensors to sell, and then we'd love the DALI Lab support to help us develop a cutting-edge website so that we can market these things. Thank you. We are Berry Patch. Thank you.
Hello? Can you? Oh, okay, that works. All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Emmanuel, and I'm here to pitch you the Puke Pocket. Now, I'm an EMT here with Dartmouth EMS and a number of ambulance agencies in the area. Now, one thing I see way too often is vomiting patients. Now, right now, our solution is so primitive. What do? We literally take a bag and we stuff it up their face. Now, that is not a good solution at all, and that is not human-centered. That is the biggest problem. Here's why. First of all, it inhibits patient care. So instead of checking for O2, taking vitals, starting an IV, I have to put a bag in their face, and that inhibits care. Second of all, it assumes that I'm able to take a bag and catch all the vomit, which never happens, and it presumes that when I put the bag down, it doesn't spill anywhere, which also never happens on an ambulance. So this is a problem because it takes around 30 minutes to an hour to clean up an ambulance, and that means instead of saving 2 patients that I could have saved in that time, I'm cleaning an ambulance that's out of service. And it is so frustrating also because it is expensive. I could have made money during that time, and I have operational costs cleaning up. Simple solution. The Puke Pocket. Put a hand-free and adjustable strap on it, a retractable large opening. The openings right now are too small. It is clean and disposable, and most importantly, it has no backflow. Puke goes in, puke stays in. All plastic. It is human-centered because it is good for the provider to put on the patient, and it's easy for the patient to use. So, it's good business for you as a stakeholder because it is designed as requested by ambulance agencies and by medics. We want to use this right now. It is high-demand consumable commodity and has a profit margin of about 50 to 200%. And also, it saves the user, the ambulance agencies, thousands of dollars. It's great for them. And so what we need from Den and DALI, we need graphic, schematic, for patenting and marketing purposes, which I'm not a CS guy, so I can't do that. But also, we need licensing connections to license this product to medical agencies, funding, and partner with local ambulance agencies who want to start using the Puke Pocket. Thank you. You're going to want to hit right to change. Let's get you loaded up here. Perfect. And your time's in front of you.
I hit once to.
There you go.
Hello. Let me introduce you to Home Cycle, an app that lies between ingredients and dinner, food and meals. The act of cooking is an incredible transformation, and it occurs in kitchens around the world every day. But there's a problem. The current method is to stock your kitchen with all these ingredients. It's costly, wasteful, and inefficient, and you don't even know what's in there. Let me introduce you to Home Cycle, a smart app that knows what's in your kitchen, allowing you to build smart shopping lists of exactly what you need for your next shopping trip. That's going to save you time and money. We use image recognition to take receipts, recognize all the items you purchased, and add them to your inventory. Then, as you use recipes or click a few buttons, you remove them and you're back to normal. What that does is it allows you to take that receipt and pick smart recipes that know what you have in your kitchen and what you can cook right now. Because we want this meal experience, but we want modern convenience. This puts Home Cycle, the strong value proposition, puts Home Cycle at the center of a rich food ecosystem, allowing us to create a diverse revenue stream full of advertising, delivery partnerships, and sponsored recipes. This model becomes even more lucrative at scale because it's highly technology-based and can be rolled out nationwide quite easily. The team has a great balance of technology, finance, and business experience. We're recruiting and interviewing developers right now to help accelerate the app build, and we're also proud to announce that we've added Ron Adner, world-renowned strategy professor at the Tuck School, to our advisory board. Over the next year and a half, we'll test and build out an MVP, we'll finalize our feature set, and then we'll roll out nationwide. What money from the DALI Lab will help us to do is bring on additional development talent to quickly, get on that timeline. We are Home Cycle.
Do they have the time set up there?
Yeah, so they'll show you the time on a monitor.
So I don't need to set my watch?
No, you don't need to set an alarm. Let me just get it up here.
Okay, Ella, the suit that finally fits, short for Cinderella. Get it? All right, so I'm going to talk to the women in the room. The problem is that we don't have any options for custom suiting that are fashionable, affordable, and easy. And the big problem is that we wear suits for pivotal moments in our lives, and that's when we need to make a good first impression. What would I feel like if I was standing here on this off-the-rack, untailored suit? Not only would I have made a bad first impression, but I would not feel good on the inside. I love a man in a suit. Why is that? Because they get them tailored to their bodies. This is just one page on a Google search where men can put in their measurements and get a custom suit straight to their door. Women have one. So Ella's very simple. It's just going to be the black lapel or Indochino for women, where they can put in their measurements, build a suit design out of fashionable pieces, and have them delivered to their doorstep. We're not only going to level the playing field of women making a good impression, but also building confidence, building confidence through the way that they look and feel. The target market is huge, 77 million of women in the professional workforce and in school. With a price of $450, that's the same price of that terrible off-the-rack suit. That's a $34 billion market. We're gonna have a unique customer acquisition strategy along with our website that's gonna beat that one competitor. And also, there's going to be a social impact piece to this. For professional women that purchase a suit, they're also going to be empowering women globally through education, training, and employment. So this is the ask. I'm building my team. Anyone that's a fashion designer has retail experience in manufacturing or sourcing, and from the DALI Lab to help me build a website to target our market here at Dartmouth campus. And this is me. Thank you.
PowerPoint or the PDF? PowerPoint.
Hi, folks. I'm Vishnu. I'm here to talk about iTravel. Before talk, I spent 4 months traveling across South America all by myself. It was an incredible experience, but there are moments where I felt alone. It is during this experience that I realized that it's incredibly difficult for solo travelers to meet other fellow travelers. So how can we solve that problem? Over to you, Bilal.
Our solution is iTravel, a location-activated app that connects solo travelers with other solo travelers. You become active in this social media once you leave your predetermined home location. This is very much unlike Tinder because Tinder has this notion of hooking up. This is more of a companionship, more of a social media for people to know that you're an adventurer and you want to meet new people and you're an outgoing person. And so this is what a mock-up of our app looks like right now, and we have basically
We need all the help we can get from DALI Lab because we want to build a minimum viable product by this fall, launch it in locally, get data from consumers, apply concepts of design thinking, and hopefully launch a beta version by this winter. So please vote for us, help us build this app, and never be afraid of traveling alone again. Thank you.
That was amazing. Everyone did a great job. Thank you all for coming. We're going to break for 20 to 25 minutes while the judges talk about things. There's pizza out the door on the left, and salad and Coke. So yeah, good job.
So what'd you all think? It's pretty good, huh? Absolutely. Absolutely. So my name's Jamie Coughlin. I oversee entrepreneurship here at the college, including Den. Thanks for all coming out. I mean, we've done this now 6 times, and it's just each time it gets better and better. So something's working. I do want to thank our judges again. Thank you all very much. Give them a round of applause. You know, real quick, the beauty of this partnership between Den and DALI is we really believe that a vibrant, robust entrepreneurial ecosystem not only requires those with ideas and the business acumen, but we also need viable builders in our community. And I think this partnership really represents both of them and just gives us something to continue to build on here at Dartmouth. All of you, contestants, 20 of you, you're all winners. The beauty of the pitch is we do it every term, not inclusive of summer. We gotta rest and catch our breath, but fall, winter, and spring. Fall, winter, and spring. So multiple shots on goal, and so we encourage you to come back. DALI's doors are always open. For those of you that maybe don't place in the top, reach out, right? We got great audience members here that can be mentors and advisors, and the Den is always open to help you, again, review your plans, think about your pitch, and prepare for the next opportunity. 2 upcoming things. I was told tonight, TechCrunch, which is a popular, obviously, online publication that covers the tech community and the business community, has a competition called Disrupt. And New York, I believe, is still accepting applications, so that's something to put on your radar. And every spring here at Dartmouth, we do a thing known as the Dartmouth Entrepreneurs Forum. That's taking place on April 1. That has a competition associated to it. Grand prize of $25,000. And that's open to all of you. So again, I encourage you to look at these opportunities and keep fighting for your idea. So with that said, let's get down to obviously the main event, which is how did everybody end up and what are the results. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to start by announcing third and then second and then the fun people's choice and then number 1. So third place for this year's pitch competition is Heartstring. Come on up. Give it up, give it up. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Absolutely. Hang up here because we're going to take a group photo after. Second place for this year's pitch competition is Lodestone Biomedical. Where are you? Congratulations. Awesome job, congrats. People's choice, right? The fun, kind of entertaining side of the evening goes to Puke Pocket. Where are you? Give it up. Congratulations, very entertaining. Love it, love the energy. And the winner, first place prize, $3,000, as well as support directly from DALI, is Food Share. Where are you? There. And he's even got the t-shirt. He's even got the t-shirt to go with it. So here are your winners. Thank you again. Stay in touch. Again, the Den and the DALI are here to support you, so don't be shy. Come on out, reach out, and please come up and say hello to our finalists. Congrats again. Congratulations.